Hey, do you want to move to Wasaga Beach and live near the playground? You want to live right near the playground so your kids can go after school, you can go with them after work or on the weekends? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to take you through some different neighborhoods, some of the more popular playgrounds, some of the little community playgrounds, and right around some of the neighborhoods. And remember, none of the playgrounds are more than 15 minutes apart because Wasaga Beach is really only 15 minutes apart end to end. So keep that in mind. I'm going to take you through some of the different ones, explain some of the house prices in the areas of these playgrounds, some of the features, the more walkable ones, the less walkable ones with a lot of parking like this, and one of the more popular ones here, definitely where I am, and we'll start here. But yeah, I'm going to take you through that video, so stick around. And remember, if this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Wasaga Beach, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to know everything that is happening here in Wasaga Beach. My name's Kevin De Silva and I'm a local real estate agent here with Royal LePage Locations North, and I get calls all the time from people just like you that are looking to move, make that lifestyle change over to Wasaga Beach. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to do that next month or next year, reach out to me. In the description box of this video, there's all the ways you could do that, including a Zoom link where you can book a call directly on my calendar at a time that works for you. For now, let's get on to all the playgrounds. Okay, so we're gonna start at one of the most popular ones at Oakview Woods Community Park. You can see here that it's a pretty new playground and it's right beside the Recplex and the YMCA. The gym's there, the pools are there. You got really nice community playground, lots of parking. So half of it's blocked off today because there's a farmer's market today, as long as they're calling for thunderstorms, but I don't think they're coming, to be honest. But maybe we can end off at the farmer's market if there's no thunderstorm. But yeah, you'll see the community park here, pickleball courts, tennis courts, dog park over there, like right behind there. The pickleball courts here turn into a skating rink in the winter. You got tennis on the other side. Again, the dog park right behind it. This trail leads down to the beach. So this is honestly probably the most popular park in Wasaga Beach, along with Mills Park over on the other end that we're going to go to next. But this is the Recplex located at 42nd Street, right off of Mosley. Very popular playground. Your kids will love it here. You're walking distance if you're around the 41st Street, north or south, really. If you're on any of the houses in this area beside the Recplex, you're walking distance. But a lot of people drive here again because the parking lot's so big and there's so much to do between all the things I just mentioned. Tennis, they can run around and burst out their energy after work or school, on the playground. But then you can go play tennis, or you can go down to the beach, which we'll go soon. Actually, I'm gonna just show you the dog park, the pump track, and just some of this area over here, the gazebo, that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna go for a walk down to the beach, so I can end off there before we go to our next stop. Okay, so here I'm at the tennis courts at the Oakview Woods playground. So you can see behind me, the playground is right there, the Recplex right behind it, the trail to the water, over there, kind of that way. And then you got two pretty nice tennis courts surrounded by trees. It's nice and quiet. I love playing here. It's so nice to play. You got a board over there if you're by yourself, you just want to play against the board. There's actually some pickleball courts. They used to be tennis courts, and then they put some pickleball, some rolling nets, and in the winter that's a skating rink. So again, this is one of the main parks, so there's always a lot going on around here. So over beside the Recplex, so we just came from down there where the Recplex was, and the playground at the Recplex, and then you got the dog park right here. You got the pump track right here for the bikes and the BMXers and stuff like that. So again, big community hub here around this whole Oakview Woods playground. And I think that's it for this section. Or actually, no, let's go to the trail to the beach to show you how close it is for that if you want to go for a swim after sweating it out over here. Let's walk down to the beach and see what that looks like. Again, heading off from the park and then just heading down the trail. All right, so we were at Shore Lane between 41st and 42nd Street. Shore Lane Trail runs along Shore Lane through some of the provincial parks, of course. That right there is where I came from the YMCA, from the Recplex, from the Oakview Woods Playground, from the tennis courts, from the dog park, from all that stuff. And it's very popular, people to come after work, even on weekdays, of course on weekends too, but the locals know to avoid some of the weekend traffic, right? So they come on the weekdays after work. It's so easy when you live in the beach to come after work to the beach and tire your kids out at the playground and then you know, maybe come for a swim, end it off with a swim. Just walk through that trail. It's a 5-minute walk through that trail, and you can end off at this and go for a swim, cool off, and then go home and get ready for the next day. But this is a popular, again, the most popular playground in my opinion, between this and Mills Park. This one's got the most to offer, to be honest, with all these other things and being right near the beach. So definitely Oakview Woods, an awesome one. On to the next playground. Okay, so we are at William Arnill Park right now, and this is in the Wasaga Sands subdivision. And Wasaga Sands is split into a few different areas. There's like the newer parts and the older parts. The older parts have wider lots, some of the biggest lots in all of Wasaga Beach. And some newer homes, older homes, rebuilds. But in the, let's say the wider lot section, for example, you can find a pretty nice home. Maybe, you know, let's say it's done up, renovated nice. You're gonna pay anywhere between 1.1 million to 1.5 or 6 million kind of thing. And then you got some of the new like jog out sections, I call them, off of Wasaga Sands Drive, like something like where Pearl turns into Middleton and Falvo, where it's more like subdivision style, but still part kind of right near Wasaga Sands. And those homes are going for in the 800,000s and 900,000 range for a detached home. And then some of the townhomes like on Lisa Street would be in the 6s, let's say. So even though it might not be walking distance once you're that far out to come to this park, there is a parking lot right there where you could see the cars parked, some picnic tables. But this is closer to, this park is closer to the Sunnydale side of Wasaga Sands. But yeah, Wasaga Sands, like I said, it's pretty split up and it's a pretty big area. That hill back there actually, just came to mind. In the winter, really popular spot for tobogganing and sledding and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what you can expect for price points in Wasaga Sands. And honestly, it's arguably one of the best neighborhoods to live in Wasaga Beach, right? So a lot of people really like Wasaga Sands because it just feels very mature. A lot of trees. 5-minute drive to the beach. Beach 5 is just down Sunnydale. It's right there. Easy access out of town to Highway 26. So there's just a lot going for this neighborhood specifically. There's some development proposal plans for the neighborhood that's causing a lot of controversy, like a lot of controversy, but nothing's confirmed yet. So just keep tabs, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know if that happens, because that will affect values. We'll talk about more of that if that actually happens. But this is the William Arnill Park in Wasaga Sands, and on to the next park. All right, so we are at the Ramblewood. This is a brand new park off of Ramblewood Drive on the west end of Wasaga. And again, you could see some of the new homes right behind me. There's some bungalows, some 2-story ones way back there. Some 2-story ones over there. So this is Ramblewood Drive that connects from 45th over to the roundabout at Lyons. That's where the Costco's gonna go. But anyways, if you want to live in a pretty new subdivision, these homes go around the 900,000 mark, some in the 8s too. And then if you want to live, there's also connecting streets on that side which goes towards the water. So some of these streets will connect to like some of the streets in the 50s that go to that beach area 5 and 6 over there. So you can, that's a pretty walkable, I'd say about 15 minutes. That has some older homes, some more developed area with like the bigger trees and stuff. But over here on the new side, you'll have a mix again, right? You'll see some bungalows there, some 2-story, over that way towards Lyons. Something like Bianca would have some townhomes for you that would be more in the 700,000 range or so. But this is again a brand new park where your kids could walk to if you're anywhere along some of these streets over here. If you live here, your kids can walk to this park very easily. After school, after work, come and hang out here. Like 58th Street is just a little bit over that way. This is Chiara here, and again you have some pickleball courts, basketball area, and a really good mix of new homes. And again, that way is towards the beach, and then that way is towards Collingwood, Blue Mountain. But we're on the west side here, so 58th is just a few streets over. There's Robinson Road as well. Again, Robinson would be on that side, which has a mix of some new-ish homes and older homes. But you would be within walking distance if you're anywhere between 48th Street South to 58th Street South. If you're on any of those numbered streets on that side, you can easily walk to this park and to the beach. So this is the new Ramblewood area, if that's something you'd consider living, for new homes, and maybe some older homes over there. Again, ranging in the 900,000 mark for the new stuff, and then depending on the older side, what kind of home and what age. On to the next park. All right, we're at the other really popular playground in Wasaga Beach, and this is Mills Park. And Mills Park is located more towards the east side, closer to Beach 1. Right behind me is actually Town Hall, the municipal offices of Wasaga Beach. And yeah, so this is Mills Park, and the people that live around here, there's not as many residential pockets here as we're getting closer to Beach 1 and like the commercial area, but there's still, again, Wasaga Beach is not that big, so within a 10-minute walk there's more, there's more neighbors and stuff. It's like some people that live off of Blueberry Trail might venture over this way. If they don't walk, maybe they might bike over or rollerblade over. Do people still rollerblade? I feel like I never see that anymore. Anyways, they can venture over to Mills Park and enjoy this space here. Some nice green space here, just a good open space, and not too far from the beach. The homes in the Blueberry side of the Silver Birch area that I'm talking about, the townhomes would go around the mid 500,000 mark, whereas the detached would be, they can really range depending if you're backing off to the provincial park and stuff like that, but they could be $700,000, $800,000, stuff like that. And the other nice thing I like about this park, it is right next to a tennis court and pickleball. There's pickleball lines on the tennis court. I actually play here pretty often. So yeah, you can leave your kids right here, play, and keep a really close eye on them if you want to get a pickleball game in or a tennis game in. So this is a really cool park located at the east end of Wasaga, right across from Town Hall. Like I said, this is Mills Park in Wasaga Beach, and we're off to the next playground. All right, we're at another little community playground over at Batteaux Park. So this playground is located in the Oxbow Park neighborhood. And again, just like Red Oak, where we were not too long ago, you wouldn't know this playground exists unless you live in Oxbow Park, to be honest. So there's like a few trails. You can't really see from here, or maybe you can. There's like a trail out to the road there, but this is surrounded by Oxbow Park Drive, and then you'll see some homes that are literally surrounded all around the park. So yeah, you have some people that even made like little backyard accesses, little walkways to come over to the playground for their kids and their grandkids. But again, this is very small community playground in Oxbow Park. Homes in Oxbow Park range from small 500,000, 600 square foot cottages to $1.5 million homes on the river. Remember, Oxbow Park is surrounded by the Wasaga River, so there's a very unique, and one of my favorites, of course, in all of Wasaga Beach. So this is Batteaux, and this is in Oxbow. On to the next playground. All right, we're at another stop. This is Glendale Park, and it's located between Riverdale and Glen Eaton, right off River Road, kind of like central Wasaga, I call it, just east of the McDonald's Bridge, the Schoonertown Bridge. So yeah, you got this playground here surrounded by mostly raised bungalows, but a really nice neighborhood. And then also just like a minute walk down that way would be the entrance to, or one of the entrances to the provincial park trails, where you can have like thousands of acres of cross-country skiing, hiking, walking your dog, going to the sand dunes, lots of stuff. But this is a very popular neighborhood because of the kind of central location to east and west of Wasaga Beach, and homes in this area usually range in the mid $600,000 range to the mid $700,000 range. So $650,000 to $750,000. Again, always a few outliers below and above those ranges, but that's what you'll expect for this Glendale Park area between Riverdale, Glen Eaton, Innisbrook. Those would be the three streets where, if you live on, would be the walking distance to the playground, so you could send your kids off. And hey, if you live like right front of the park, you can actually probably see your kids from some of the windows and stuff, from your front windows. You can keep an eye on them even from the comfort of your own home. Anyways, on to the next playground. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. I'm standing at beach area 5, and there's a playground behind me. And as you can see, it is right on the water, right at the beach. This is the picnic area where a lot of people come day tripping and, you know, hang out here. There's a lot of picnic tables around, obviously picnicking at the beach too. We're right on the Shore Lane Trail. This bike path runs, you know, the length of Wasaga from Beach 1 to all the way at the end of the Shore Lane, almost at the Collingwood border kind of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to point out this playground and the streets around here. So if you live anywhere near the northern streets of Moseley, between, you know, 30 and 40 kind of thing, you might come here. In all honesty, you'll probably still go to the bigger playground at the Recplex. But if you want to swim while your kids play, it is an older playground, like old school style. You're gonna burn yourself on those, but, you know, we did it as kids. It's okay. But anyways, you'll see it's right at the beach. It is right on the Shore Lane bike trail. So if you want a different type of playground where your kids can play and then go swimming right then, you can do that too. But you can also do that at the Recplex one, right? Because there's that path between that you can go to the beach too. So, but this is an option. Pricing, if you live on the northern side of Moseley, is usually a little bit more than the southern side of Moseley, like you've seen in some of my other videos. But pricing can go anywhere from a $550,000 cottage that's maybe a home now, that's about 600 square feet, all the way up to, you know, $1 million home or a $1.2 million home. That's of course walkable to the beach. And remember, if you're at any of these homes that are on the north side of Moseley, you're no more than a 5-minute walk to the sand. So yeah, that's definitely one area to note. But again, if you live here, you'll likely go to the Recplex playground. But just wanted to give you the beach option. You can actually boat over if you live on the river, let's say. Or if you have a boat and you just want to go boating for the day, and you can boat and go, you know, you can anchor over there. Remember, it's a no wake zone when you get close to the beach, but you can potentially just boat over, play in the sand, build some sand castles, come to the playground. So that's another just option for you for playgrounds in Wasaga Beach on the beach. All right, so we're at the playground around the Georgian Sands community, and this is one of the most affordable communities in Wasaga Beach as far as new build construction goes. Some of the homes in this brand new community around this playground, you'll see some townhomes over there. They go around the $550,000 mark. And then some of the detached homes are going in the $600,000 mark, or $650,000 mark, $700,000 mark. Some detached over there on those back streets like Dunes and Catamaran, but mostly like Shelburne, Village Gate. Those are all like kind of big, like 3-story townhomes for the most part. But yeah, you'll see this is the playground here, and very walkable obviously in this community to get to this playground. It also borders New England Village. That's a little bit older townhouse community on the other side right there. There's a pond back there. So New Village Gates sales have been in the lower $500,000 mark lately, and some even in the 4s. Actually, even some in this brand new community on the Georgian Sand side have hit in the high 4s. At the time of making this video at least, but for the most part, do expect mid 500,000s for a townhouse in the Georgian Sands community. Again, this is the east end of Wasaga Beach, and this is the playground in the Georgian Sands community. All right, we're at the Red Oak. This is more of a little community park. You wouldn't really know it's here, to be honest, unless you live around Red Oak or Arnill or Sealy or Frederick, the homes that back onto Frederick right there. So this is more just like a small community park. There's not really anywhere to park your car, so you're walking to this park for the most part, right? So this is if you're on this side of Wasaga Sands. Wasaga Sands is just kind of behind me over there, and but this is where Wasaga Sands meets Red Oak. So again, if you're on Red Oak, Deanna, or Mitchell Court, or again behind me on Frederick, or any of these streets around this west end side, right off of Knox. So Knox Road that connects between 45th Street and Sunnydale is right there. So this could be another little community park to consider if you want to live on this side. And this is totally walking distance. Like, you're not going to have to pack your kids in the car and drive to one of like the main parks, the bigger parks. They might want you to because they're bigger and stuff, and sometimes there's more kids, or a lot of the times there's more kids. But if you just want to send them off on their way, go for a bike ride, you know, just go to the park and let all your energy out, this is another little small good community park here at Red Oak. All right, so I hope you guys really enjoyed that playground tour about living near playgrounds. We're back at the Recplex. The thunderstorms held off, they were calling for it, and the farmers market is on. Don't forget, every Tuesday in the summer from 3 to 7 p.m. the farmers market's going on. I got my iced coffee from Leaf and just cooling down now after a long day of touring some playgrounds. And again, just keep in mind that there's a lot more playgrounds that I didn't cover, to be honest. Like, I couldn't get them all. There's a lot of smaller community ones like that Red Oak or that Batteaux Park in Oxford. There's a lot more like that too. There's more playgrounds. There's definitely more playgrounds, but that's all I can get into this video. So I hope you found that valuable, seeing the neighborhoods near the playgrounds. And if you want to learn more and explore even more, feel free to reach out to me. You know that all my contact information is in the description box of this video. Until then, I'm looking forward to helping you make a smooth move to a playground in Wasaga Beach.